Welcome to Soapdish. Hello to my good friend and co-host Teri Knight. How are you?
Hey there, Mark Taylor. I'm doing good. I'm fired up about the bold and the beautiful.
Me too. Wow,
Oof.
where do we begin?
Yeah. You tell me. You
All right.
run the show, dude.
It's my call, huh?
That's right.
All right. All right. So, you speculated on this, Terry. Let's talk about this first. So you speculated a while back, and you said there's no way, which I would agree with you, by the way, that Deacon could afford to buy Il Giardino. Did I say it
Good
right?
job. Yes.
I had to write it like 3 times today, so I finally got it right.
All right.
Anyway, he scraped up enough money. He was telling Hope that he had bought the establishment. Well, he did say he had gotten a few investors, plus he scraped up enough money, whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't know how you scrape up
$100.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of a funny storyline, just because, what are the chances, right?
Yeah.
All right, so next let's talk. So next, Sheila comes to visit Deacon at that bar. To tell him, she says she wanted to tell him, which she probably did, wanted to tell him about she and Dollar Bill being involved.
Yeah.
And I want to get your take on this, but to me, it feels like there's still there's a little passion there yet between Sheila
Yeah.
and Deacon.
When he calls himself daddy, ick.
I know,
That's
that's
just
gross.
icky. But there is definitely a whole lot more passion between those two than her and Dollar Bill. That's just icky. But that's ickier than daddy. But I just thought, yeah, there's predictions coming up with that.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So Dollar Bill continues to get visitors that keep it. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about it that I still find funny as heck is that everybody walks into everybody's house on this show without knocking.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing's happening at Dollar Bill's house now.
Yeah.
Everybody's walking in on them, right in the middle,
Yes. Oh, how does that work?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, first of all,
Well-
Terry, evidently nobody locks their doors in Los Angeles, right? So they just are able to walk in anywhere, which
Well, they
seems a
do
little
have
odd to me.
security. They do have security.
Good
So,
point. That's
a
good point.
yeah.
If
I
their
don't know. Do they
security
get a pat down when they come
if their
in?
security is anything like the guy that works at Forrester Creations, I'd be a little nervous.
Charlie?
Charlie, yeah. Charlie, the security guru. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's an interesting thing. So yeah, she's Dollar Bill's had several visitors, and he continues with his kind of comatose,
Yeah.
whatever that all is. I have a prediction on that as well, which I may have shared
looking
with you
forward
via
to that,
text
yes.
already. All right. So now Finn's having dinner with. Well, I don't know if he's having dinner with her. They're sitting at a restaurant together. I guess I wasn't paying that much attention to.
Well, he knew she was going to be there because he got tipped
okay.
off from somebody.
Okay. I
And
didn't
she
catch that.
thought that was really wonderful that he was wanting to see her. She didn't know he was going to show up.
Okay. So he did. So that's good background. I missed that part.
Yeah.
So he was PO'd. He was pretty pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
So he goes after Sheila and he says, "You'll never be part of, Steffy in my life as well as the grandkid or
Yeah.
kids, depending upon how you look at it."
Yep.
So that's interesting. He laid down the law, and I think I have a prediction there too because I think that's going to trigger something. But
Yeah.
all right. So next, the Hope for the Future line got bad reviews
Yes.
this week.
First off, where did this new line come? When did that happen? That was like
yeah.
2 weeks? No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we knew that was going to happen because they had to do that to try and draw Thomas back into it. But
But you're right; it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really did. And, um, Zende, he was doing so much better. Before, and that now with Paris, I really don't like her. I got a lot to say about her.
Do you?
Well, we find out as he's in the agenda here that Thomas has been staying at Paris's apartment
Right.
because
Right.
that was his.
That's right.
And he's trying to convince her. The thing is, I think Paris is being a player because those two kind of played around a little bit before, and Thomas had gone after her at one point, and then of course is telling Hope that he's a one-woman man. But Paris is playing with Zende too, and I don't like her, especially because she seems like when she came on the show, she was supposed to be this altruistic. It's the foundation and doing all these wonderful
That's right.
things for the kids and whatever, blah, blah. And now she's just she's being deceitful. I'm sorry. Can you tell I don't like
I agree
her?
with you. I also was trying to figure out what's in it for her because, like, now she was trying to almost promote Thomas that he should go back to Forrester.
Oh, yes.
And they should rehire him.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went to Hope next at Forrester and kind of did that whole routine about how you would need Thomas, that whole thing. So
Well, and when she did it, she was deceitful about that too because
she was.
she didn't. Yeah, so you did catch that.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, what is the matter with you? You act so like you're so high and mighty,
Yeah.
and
No, I
you're
agree.
not.
Yep.
So, okay.
Yep. No, I agree. So Thomas read the article, and that's what started this whole thing. So now he reads the article that the Hope's line got a bad review. So then he's all fired up to take his drawings that he's been working on at home, and he goes into Forrester, and I think he had Hope pretty well talked into it to bring him back.
I think she would have.
Yeah, I think if Steffi would have been for it, she'd have been for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But it was good that they had that conversation, which I thought was really interesting. It was a really good conversation with them. And I thought the two played it very well.
Hope and Steffi.
Yes. Yes, because it was almost like it was a real conversation about, are you really sure, thinking it through. I liked it. I thought that was good.
No, I thought that was a good scene as well. I do have one comment for you to see what your interpretation was. But have you noticed? You always notice these things before I do, Teri.
Yeah.
That Steffi's wearing much more revealing dresses showing cleavage.
Actually, I did notice that in
I
particular
figured as
today.
much. But it was even before today. I've been noticing
Yes, it
that
was.
more lately. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. She's got her body back. And she's showing it off.
After the baby.
I think so.
Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, that was a
Good for
sidebar.
Yeah, I guess. I can't believe you noticed.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Pretty obvious. All right, so Thomas, I just mentioned this. I think he was working on Hope. He had her pretty well convinced. And actually, I was surprised at Steffi's response. I thought she might be quicker to bring him back, but she's not. She's not really open to it.
No, she's not. And I felt the same way as you, but I think maybe this whole thing between Taylor and Brooke and how they've come together, she's really starting to think, wait a minute. And the fact is, Thomas really, really hurt Taylor.
Yeah.
She was right. It wasn't just Brooke. She devastated Taylor, or he devastated Taylor. So, yeah.
Yep.
I liked it.
Yeah, I did too. I just was surprised by her response. I thought she might be a little more forgiving. But all right, so now I have an observation for you as well. In the research department, looking at B&B's Facebook page,
Yes.
there was some weighing in on by people that are on that Facebook page that made comments about the couples they like and they didn't like on the Bold and Beautiful. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So I thought I'd bring it up today.
Yes.
They're with us, Teri, you and I, in that they don't like. Was a lot of comments about they don't like Bill and Sheila as a couple.
Yes.
They described that as icky, and I think you've used that same word.
Yeah, multiple times.
The other couple that got a lot of comments, and I hadn't really thought about it, but when I read it, it makes sense to me. And that is that Carter and Katie, and you might have mentioned this too, Teri. That I think you did, yeah. That couple doesn't work either.
It doesn't.
The comments were lack of chemistry, which is I think what you said.
Yeah, especially after Quinn.
Yeah,
I mean that
kidding.
was like, oh man, that was hot. But yeah, with those two, it's not. And especially after the show, the ending today, I think that I could see where Katie and Bill, I do like them better as a couple than any Sheila. But what I was glad today that I heard Katie say was she brought up Brooke, which I think was really important because he was, she's apologizing for hurting him. And it's like, really? He wanted your sister?
Right.
2 seconds
don't forget
before?
Bill. Yeah, don't forget, Bill, that
right.
You were pursuing my sister, so that isn't all on me. Yeah.
Yes. So I was really glad to hear that because I thought, let's make sure that he knows. So.
And the commenters on the B&B Facebook page also said people like Katie with Bill, as you mentioned as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of a universal thing. All right, predictions, Teri. Would you like to start?
No, I think you should start. You said you've got something, so I want to hear.
All right, so a couple things. Dollar Bill. I don't think Katie's. We don't have an answer, first of all. So there's a potential prediction there.
Right.
That he's asking Katie if she'll come back to him. And Sheila's standing out in the doorway, listening to all this.
Yes.
And I don't think she's going to say yes, but I'll be curious to see what you think about that. I still think it's going to be Taylor. Taylor's going to, and I did predict this a while ago, but I think it's coming. It's getting close now. I think Taylor's going to come in and give him the old psychology boost, and he's going to come around, and then I think those two are going to fall for each other. It's a weird combination.
Sudsy. It is a weird combination, but that would work, and part of that would be, Ridge would hate that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That could get real sudsy.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you have another one?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think no matter what, Sheila's going to go after Katie. She's going to try and kill her. Because Bill still loves Katie. Bill still wants Katie.
Oh, I like that. That's sudsy.
He doesn't want Sheila. He just is there. He doesn't. I get the feeling, even as possibly doped up as he might be, that he doesn't have those kinds of feelings for her, Sheila.
No.
And it's going to piss off Sheila, and she's going to go after Katie. She's going to attempt to kill her.
I like that, Teri. I think that's good. And I hadn't thought of Katie, but I when I mentioned earlier in the podcast that I think between, so I like your prediction a lot. I hadn't figured out who it was until you just said it now. Mm-hmm. And that is that with Finn telling her what he told her today, that's a big deal for her being nutso.
Yes.
So between that and then now, like you said, Bill and Katie talking, oh yeah, you're right. I think that's where she's going to flip.
Yeah, I think so, because she wouldn't do it to Finn, I don't think. And she
if
she
that
might
happens,
to Steffy.
She might.
Yeah, but she also knows if she ever did anything to Steffy, Finn would kill her.
That'd be the end
I
of
think.
that, yeah, for sure. He'd kill her, yeah.
Yeah, I think he would. I don't think there'd be... But the other thing is that I really do think Deacon knows something's up. Deacon, maybe he's gonna get a little piece of that action, because he hates Bill. So if maybe he'll be able to...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Figure out how to get enough cash to completely pay for Il Giardino. I don't know. That just came to me. So.
Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah. The only other comment or other prediction I had.
Yeah.
I texted you this earlier, but I have a theory that she's drugging him in his drinks or his food, or probably drinks.
That is brilliant.
Sheila is. She's giving him some kind of a wacky drug because he sure acts like he's not with it. And they've more than played that part up, believe me.
Yes,
right?
They have. That is brilliant. I think that is a really good prediction. I think you're right. I want to see what happens. I want to see how that goes, because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Right.
I mean, why is Bill being so weird?
And everybody keeps asking him that, which gets my mind turning, that they're trying to show that Bill's not himself. Well, yeah, like we said, they've made that point abundantly clear.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do like your prediction if that doesn't come to fruition, or it could be both. But let's say the Katie thing happens, like where you said she hurts Katie. Can't you see I'm going to take that a step further. Can't you see the comatose Katie laying in the hospital, not able to talk for several days, potentially weeks? And the first thing she says is, Sheila.
Yes. Yes.
And then Dollar Bill's done with Sheila, because if she hurt Katie, his Katie, that would be the end. That'd be the end of Sheila.
It would
for Bill.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
So we'll see.
There you go.
There you go.
Yep. In the coma. Dang it.
The old soap opera coma. The famous soap opera coma. I've seen it used.
Oh God.
Many, many times.
Many times.
I was going to say 100, but that might be a little high.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Maybe
it
not.
might be after all the years.
Yeah, that's true. 30 years or whatever it is, Teri, of watching soaps.
Jeez.
It's over 30 for me, probably.
That's crazy.
I know. I wasted a lot of my life.
Well, we need to be entertained, and that's what they do. They provide us entertainment.
They do, and then we have this therapy session after.
Exactly. God, I'm
always amazed, Teri, because Teri watches the show on rerun when she gets home from work. So I call her usually or send her an invite shortly thereafter. How well she does at recomposing herself after such an emotional show.
I
just decompress.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, bud.
That's all I got. Until we dish again.
Keep it sudsy.
And we're out.